You.
We go.
I think you're probably just going to let people in as they
Yep,
pop
I
up.
will. Absolutely.
Perfect. Good. So you guys, I'm going to go in and out of slides here and just share with you a little bit of how I built my business through referral in the hopes that it'll really impact you to get more referrals this year and beyond. I think we all want that. And by the way, I'm not a realtor, but my business is very, very similar to yours. I just sell different things. Except there's one key distinction. I'm going to show my slides here. We as Cutco reps, can everyone see that okay? Is that good, Sylvia?
Yeah, perfect.
We as Cutco, I'm a Cutco rep of 30 some years, more on that in a minute, but we as Cutco reps, we actually weren't allowed to build our database or our business in any other way other than through referral. So I want you to just imagine right now a world in real estate where that was the case for you. So just imagine no Zillow, no online lead gen, no paying for leads, no Facebook ads. That's what it was like for me, and pretty much still is to this day. I mean, we weren't allowed to door knock, we weren't allowed to cold call, we weren't allowed to advertise, print or digital, no bus benches. I mean, that would have been fun, but weird. But that's been my world for 32 years. 32 years ago, I started selling Cutco. I mean, clearly I was 5 years old. Just kidding. I was 18. I was taking marketing at University of Calgary 32 years ago. First year university, never intended to be in sales, but stumbled upon this Cutco gig. And like I said, had to build it through referral. So I'm going to come out of my slides here for a second. Stop sharing. What would you do if that was the only way today? How would you do business differently if it was only through referral, if it was like that, which became my normal? Well, guaranteed, you would make the most of every relationship you already have, wouldn't you? And that's what I did. I started with my sphere. I wrote down everybody I knew. I was 18 years old. So if you were in my mom's address book, you were getting a phone call from me. And I was shy, I was awkward, I didn't know what I was doing, I had no sales experience. I just got out there and showed people knives at the time, Cutco at the time for their home. That's the business I was in, I guess. And I learned a couple things in that process of reaching out to everybody I knew and friends of friends and is I learned how to create a great experience for the person in front of me and focus on them. So, because the presentation I did had to be referral worthy. And I think we're all trying to do that out there. I think we're all trying to create a great client experience. I don't think you go into any buying or listing situation with a client going, I'm going to create this to be the worst experience ever. You want a great experience. And why? Because number one, we care. Number two, we want them to come back to us. And number three, we want referrals, right? We want to create a great experience. And I learned also how to make referrals part of every conversation I had. And I'm going to send you scripts for this. I learned how to do something called planting the seed, which I'm going to send you a script for at the end. And basically, it was simply just sharing with people at the beginning of each buying and listing presentation. You can do this in real estate, and I have a script for you, and I'm going to send it to you. It's just like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer Seller. But for me, it was just like, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I want to create such a good experience for you that not only it's a great experience for you, but I I want to create such a great experience that you feel that you would be compelled to refer me on. And and I want to earn that trust. I want to earn the right to be referred to the people you care about. It doesn't mean everything in this experience is going to go perfectly, right? You could say that, the market's crazy, but I want to earn your referrals. You can plant the seed, you can share that. And I learned how to ask for referrals at the end every single time, you guys, every single time. Why? Because I had to. It was my normal. Imagine if you asked for referrals every single time. And once I got the hang of it, and it wasn't hard to do, and I'm going to give you a script for that too, I averaged 7 written down referrals per presentation I did. I used to collect them from people on recipe cards. These are old referrals. And I sit here before you with a database of 5,000 clients built strictly through referral and relationship building, becoming the number one Cutco closing gift rep in North America. So, like you, I care about referrals. I care about results. I care deeply about my relationships. And if we want more referrals, we need to elevate. Okay. We need to elevate the level of relationship and experience. Because whether you sell knives, gifts, or homes, human beings are at the core, period. And that's why I love this quote from Scott Stratton. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Scott, but he's written a number of books. He's one of my heroes in business. And he says, if you believe business is about relationships, let's make building them your business. Okay. So how do we do that? How do we build not just average relationships, but abundant ones, people that keep coming back, that refer us? Especially as we get busy. Because the one thing I know is the higher we get in production or the busier we get in life and business, the harder it is to maintain individual engagement and connection with our past clients. Can anyone relate to that? We wind up playing catch up and losing opportunities for connection and therefore referrals to emerge and repeat business to emerge. And what doesn't change as we grow and scale is people's need to feel valued. That'll never change. That's a deep human need, is to feel appreciated, valued, and acknowledged by us, other human beings. And if they don't feel that, if they don't feel that you care, they're going to leave us. Almost 70% of people will leave us because they think we don't care about the relationship. That's a perceived indifference. We do care, but do they know that? So you're sitting there today going, well, I don't know what to say to my past client. I'm not sure. It's been 2 years, da, da, da. And maybe you're new, and that's okay. This will happen to you, where you're questioning whether you should call somebody or not and stay in relationship with them because you're not sure what to say. You're afraid you're might gonna be bothering them. Y- And they're you know what they're thinking? We had this incredible experience. They that my realtor spent 3 months with me and I never saw them again. And that's not you, but that's a lot of realtors that just move on because they just on to the next. And let's make that not be you. All right. So I think a great question becomes, as you grow your business, how do you scale care? How do you scale thoughtfulness and meaningful engagement? Because the answer to that is the answer to more referrals. And then you sprinkle in a bit of referral skills, which I'm going to give you scripts for. Voila, you have an incredible repeat and referral based business where you're not constantly chasing the next and the next and the next. It's coming more to you because you've got this beautiful asset, which is a beautiful database. And if you're new, it's awesome to just keeping track of the most important relationships, which is all your relationships actually, as you go. Okay. So in answer to this question, how do you scale care? There's 2 steps in my mind as a business owner. And by the way, I'm not a motivational speaker. I don't get paid for this. All I care about is being an entrepreneur just like you in the trenches every single day. Do you know what I have written on my list today? I got to call the pharmacy and I got to make 5 to 10 client calls and I got to follow up from previous presentations, a couple leads, people that I haven't still connected with. I am exactly like you out there. So everything that I'm going to tell you is just from experience of what I do every single day in my business. Okay. So number 1 out of 2 steps is to play generously and give first. What do I mean by this? People will do uncommon, generous things for us, but we need to go first and show up that way first for them. And I think generosity, and I'm going to define it in a moment, is the most powerful way to unlock loyalty and referrals. I was taught this by many mentors, and I'm going to define it for you. Generosity can take many forms. It's not just monetary. It can be. We can be generous with donations. We can be generous to our community, giving gifts to our clients. We can be generous in those sorts of ways, but we can also be generous with our time, our presence today. You being here right now is a form of generosity. Me sharing this with you is a form of generosity. When you go and you bring value to the marketplace and you share your craft and you share your expertise today with a client that's asking you questions, that sharing your value. And I don't mean boundaryless giving or tireless giving. I just mean giving without attachment to what's going to come back to you in the moment or even in the short term. Let me tell you a story. By the way, it's challenging to be generous, especially when things are tough out there. And guys, I've been in this industry 18 years, so 32 years in business total, 18 years serving you. You are my people. It has not been easy the last 3, 4 years for you out there. I'm in Alberta, by the way. Maybe it's a little stronger out here, but I have half my businesses in Ontario, and it's not easy out there. But nobody said it was going to be easy, right, guys? Business. And so here's the challenge. It's harder to be generous when things are tough, when there's not enough money in the bank, there's not enough time, there's not enough resources. But I'm going to encourage you with whatever resources you do have to lean into generosity in whatever ways you can with within your business and in your life. And I'll just share a story about that. Okay. So this gentleman is one of my broker owners. He's kind of like Nathan is to me, Tim Sirianos, your broker owner, like Alex here. He runs a brokerage with 3 offices out in Ontario. And I was referred to him and I presented to his team just like this during COVID. Um, I brought a lot of value to him and his team. I work with now a lot of his agents for their gifts and stuff. Just great value all around. I was trying to get a hold of him last year around this time to book another presentation much like this again, a new fresh presentation, and he wasn't returning my calls or emails. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. I don't know, in this day and age, they call it the great ignore when people just don't return our calls and emails. So frustrating, but it's just like it happens. And I said to myself, I was like, you know what? That's a relationship I could strengthen. And so I asked myself a different question instead of like, why isn't he returning my calls? I was like, how could I play more generously with Alex? And so I hopped on social media and I found out he liked to fish. And I found a quote that was meaningful to him. Dragons can be beaten. And I engraved that quote. We put together a gift, a Cutco fishing knife in this case. We put the quote on the blade and I sent it off to him. Why? Because I believe in showing love with sharp things. And I want to read the note that I wrote to him, okay? Because so much of giving, whatever you're giving out there, whether it's your time, your energy, gifts, value, whatever, it's the message or the intention. Just no attachment to the outcome. I saw a quote on your social media, Alex, and I know you love to fish, so I hope you don't mind me engraving that inspiration into something that gives you joy. I hope we get to reconnect this year, and in the meantime, happy fishing, fighting, and living. So I sent this gift off to him and I didn't think anything of it. And I totally love doing this, by the way. And I love doing it for our clients. We call it surprise and delight gifting campaigns. Anyway, a couple weeks later, I wake up to an email in my inbox. Turns out it's not an email at all. It's a blog post. Alex has written about me and this gift and the impact it had. And I check my phone. There's a missed call from Alex. There's another email from Alex. Vonny, did you get my blog? So Alex is now chasing me, which is super refreshing. Wouldn't you love your clients to be chasing you down? Yeah. Anyway, we connect that day, obviously. He tells me in that conversation, best conversation we've ever had, we deepened our relationship. I could feel it. He goes, Vonnie, I sent that blog post to 4,500 agents with a 63% open rate. And he invites me, of course, to speak to his team. I got a whole bunch of business from a blog post I never expected, and a bunch of business from another presentation to his team. Why I'm telling you the story is because it reminded me that generosity isn't just something we do, it's who we choose to be in any given moment and to show up and try to give first in any way we can with whatever resources. And I'm going to tell you another story about this guy, Taylor Hack. He's a top agent in Edmonton, Alberta here. And Taylor is such a good example and model for me of giving first to what he calls energizes relationships. How many of you right now have relationships in your business that you could energize? Like, right? Yeah, I'm sure. Even if you're newer in the business, you could probably think of like, oh, that's a potential referral source. That's a potential advocate. That is a like I had a gentleman, he's brand new in the business. He bought 6 gifts or 9 gifts from me yesterday to go and love on and to give gifts to people in his network that are going to give him time to sit down and meet and chat real estate and help him get his feet wet in the industry. And he's going to write notes like, thank you so much for carving out time. He's going to gift them before they've done anything other than just meet with him, value him for his time. That's giving first. Taylor calls me up last a couple of years ago, he's like, Vonnie, I want to do something special for my top 5-star reviewers, people that have actually taken the time to give me a 5-star review. These are his VIPs. So we put together a gifting campaign to surprise and delight those people. And by the way, you could do anything. It doesn't have to be knives. It could be handwritten cards. We're going to go into that. It could be anything to love on people and pour into those relationships. But watch what happened.
Hey there, Vonnie. It's Taylor here. I hope that you're doing awesome. I'm going to do some math for you. So we sent out about 27 of the little knives that could, and based on my estimate, I think we've 10x'd our money in 60 days. So not all the deals are written yet, but what I'm saying is that we have almost got a 20% referral rate using this mechanism in 60 days since implementation. So that makes me feel awesome. In fact, that makes me feel like a gangster.
That's funny. So Taylor gave first, right? And again, there's many ways to give. Doesn't always have to be gifts, but I think a lot of you, um, I imagine, are generous. I know a little bit of Remax Ultimate and the culture through Tim and Matthew and Nathan and everyone, and I just, it's a generous culture. And the training they, so my point is I think a lot of us give a lot, actually, is my point. I'm preaching to the choir here. But I think sometimes it can be sporadic giving first because we get busy again, right? And we get tired and we get like, So as you grow, it comes back to this question, how do you scale care even when you're busy, even when you're tired, is you build a gratitude machine. You build a system of consistent appreciation to love on your people, your past clients, your people. And what does a gratitude machine look like? It looks like this. It's a system. It consists of three things. This is beyond your email newsletter that goes out, right? The basics of keeping in touch, your direct mail, all that. It consists of proactive reach outs, gifts, and handwritten cards. And I'm going to walk through these three things really quick here. That's the rest of my presentation. We'll talk a little bit about Cutco gifts, by the way, at the end, just the last couple minutes. But really, I want to walk through these three things with my promise to you. If you execute on these three things consistently this year and beyond, you will absolutely see more referrals. Absolutely 100% measurably so. Number one, reach out to your clients. We know to do this, but are we doing it? And are we doing it consistently? Yeah, really, really hard to do. Really hard, I get it. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you some tips because I do this every single day all the time. I could show you the list of clients I'm going to reach out to today, my past clients. If you don't have past clients, it's your sphere. You're checking in with your sphere. You're booking coffee dates on Zoom or in person. You're reaching out to your um, connections, potential strategic alliances. You're getting out behind your screen. Yes, part of this is social media. It can be, but you're getting out. You're getting out. You're networking. You're going to Chamber of Commerce, BNI. You're reaching out, you're participating in community events, you're volunteering, and you're not keeping a secret that you're a realtor and that you can help people. So what helps me is visibility beats ability. Get out there. My skill is good now because I've done this for so long. I know how to help people. It's like your skill, your listing presentation is going to get better and better and better, but mostly visibility is really the thing I've done, like just gotten out there, just shown up, whether there's 8 people online or whether there's 1,000 people online. I'm just going to try to be there and show up for you guys. And I have a target every day, 3 to 5 a day, reaching out. I'm going to do that today. I don't care how busy I am. It's spring market. Do you know how many gift orders we put in a year? Over 600, 700 gift orders. Like, I don't care. I am going to show up and I'm going to call you and I'm going to text you and I'm going to send a video and or I'm going to reach out to you so you know I'm still there, even if you don't need me right now. Because I believe showing up, staying in relationships are won in the off season. I want to tell you a quick story. Kathy Thirsk is one of our clients. She's in Calgary here. She does about 80 deals a year, one of the most generous, thoughtful people I know. And during COVID, I printed off a list of my 1,500 realtors that I supported up until that point. And I just started calling them from the top down, sending text videos and just checking in with them and seeing how they were doing. It just sort of tripled down on my database. And I got to Kathy on the list. I still remember this moment. Like, and I looked at her name and I went, She hasn't ordered gifts in like 4 years. It's the heart of the first lockdown. Like, is she gonna think I'm trying to sell her something right now? Like, I haven't talked to her, like I've seen her around, you know? And I know you do this. You're like, oh, I haven't talked to them and like, oh, since they bought their house. That was like I don't know how long ago that was. Um, and I started getting my head about it, and I was like, is she gonna think like I don't know, I'm not really, I don't want to ask for anything, but I just want to let her know I'm here and just check in. And is she gonna like does she really want to hear from her knife lady right now? I'm like, does anyone want to hear from their knife lady right now? I mean, Jesus, we're in a crazy state in the world. And I stopped myself and I was like, Vonnie, shut up. Like, it's not about you, it's about her. Just show up and serve. Just show up and serve. Just show up and show up. Like, who knows what people need? If they need toilet paper, I'm freaking delivering that. I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna be there for people as a human being. And do you want to know what happened with Kathy? I chickened out. I didn't call her, but I texted her. Ha! And we ended up on Zoom, really like we wanted to connect. She wanted to connect too. And so we ended up on Zoom. We had the best conversation we've ever had. She ended up ordering gifts in the heart of the first lockdown, 4 times our average order size. Why? Because she wanted to show up for her clients in ways that were meaningful at that point. So my point here is just make the calls, send a text. Send a video. I can't tell you how many videos. Hey, Sylvia, I was just thinking of you today. How are you? How's your home? How's your family? There's a lot going on in the real estate market right now. I just wanted to be there for you. I know you're in your forever home, but I hope it's okay that I keep in touch. Let me know if there's anybody in your network and sphere that I can support, and or if you have any questions. I hope you don't mind me staying in touch. Shoot me a text back or give me a quick call when you can. Just really appreciate you. Handwritten cards. If you've got some time on your hands, and even if you don't, write a card here and there. Never underestimate the power of a handwritten card. One of my clients, he's a top mortgage broker. He wrote 2 cards a day for his sphere, his clients for 4 months. Now, you might not have that many people on your database. You might not have that many in your sphere, but what the heck, write cards to anyone you meet at a networking event or right. He tracked the results of this project, $35,000 in repeat and referral business from cards. Gifts. Let's talk about gifts, not just Cutco gifts. It's not a sales pitch here. Gifts for centuries have simply been a vehicle to show the value we're placing on a relationship. And so, gifts, by the way, are totally underutilized in small business, I think, and in business. We default to gift cards and baskets because that's kind of, and there's nothing wrong with that, but let's just dive into what could be powerful here because gifts are the most powerful and scalable form of generosity. Closing gifts. What are you doing each time a closing happens? Are you making generosity easy on yourself? Or are you running around trying to figure it out every single time? What do I get them? What do I get them? And maybe you've had time, maybe you do. I don't know. But it's hard. It's challenging, especially as you grow and scale and get busier, you know? So you want to create systems here. Kathy, that I talked about, 80 deals a year, solo agent, 1 part-time assistant, has a closing gift room. Most of my clients have a closing gift shelf. She has a room. She's got her Cutco there. She's got candles from a local candle maker. She's got coffee bags from a local roaster. She'll put it all together and then she'll add some personal touches along the way of what she knows and what sometimes she doesn't know a lot about a client, but sometimes when she does, she'll add little touches along the client journey, their favorite cupcakes, you name it. But you want to, so if your gift, what should you give as a closing gift? Lots of great choices. If your gift could represent how you want the relationship to go, make your gift or at least part of it long lasting, useful, world class. So every time they use the gift you gave them, they think of you, they remember you. It's commemorative of the experience. And ideally, in a kitchen setting where everyone's hanging out, it can always be there and those conversations come up strategically, powerful. Referral gifts. When a referral comes in, handwritten card with a coffee on you goes out. Have a system for that. And the system would just be a stack of cards at your desk and some coffee cards from a local coffee company that everybody loves. Or when in doubt, Starbucks or Timmy's. And then when that referral closes, thank that referral source again. Send Yetis, send bottle of champagne, send them to dinner, something, or the Cutco spreader, send them something tangible that's going to be there forever. Um, This, by the way, I know many of you in Ultimate love this. It's the Cutco spreader. Thanks for spreading the word. I know it's cheesy, but imagine giving that with bagels and cream cheese from a local bakery instead of a $100 gift card for successful referrals. It's our top referral gift across Canada. Now, for those of you, I'm speaking to those of you who have been in the business a little while now, but I would love for you new folks new agents to just take a note of this, is to start making a list of your top VIPs, start tagging them in your CRM, or if your CRM is an Excel spreadsheet, just put highlight the stars, meaning these are the people, your top 20% of the people that are going to give you the most referrals and reviews, and they're going to advocate for you. They're telling your story. Make a note of who they are, and then love on them. Show up extra hard for them. Ah, there's Tim, right there. I sent him a knife that said sharpest, handcrafted for Tim Sirianos, sharpest broker in town. Boom, right there. And of course, he takes a photo, posts it on social, right? I, of course, do this as to the best of my ability, send out unexpected pieces of Cutco and gifts to surprise and delight people. And we've done personalized Yetis as well. We've done client parties. We've done seasonal care packages. But, you know, making a note of your top 20% or your top VIPs, or finding ways, handwritten cards if you're low on budget, are wonderful ways to thank people out of the blue. I want to tell you a quick story, and then we're going to start to wrap this up, and then we can open it up for Q&A. Okay. So this guy, Derek Timmons, he's one of my clients here in Alberta. And I want to tell you the story and showcasing the gratitude machine in action. Okay. Super simple. So I met Derek 6 years ago at a presentation like this. And we met after the meeting, and he ordered some gifts. And so I sent him a gift, a piece of Cutco with a handwritten note. And I've done that on every order since, modeling, building his collection of Cutco, modeling what he can do with his clients as they refer him and come back to him. I kept in touch with, a happy client call once he received his gifts, checked in with him. How's everything look? Just like you, yes, happy client, check in 6 months post possession. Yeah, I sent him a Band-Aid in the card. Kind of fun, right? I checked in, sent a video here and there, and kept in touch. He engaged. Not everybody does, and that's okay. You don't need 100 raving fans. You need a few of these folks. We kept in touch. We start building our relationship. And he became part of my VIP group recently, my gold group, my A list that I was telling you about. So I recently sent him something out of the blue just to thank him.
Want to take a quick second to show some love and appreciation for my friend Vonny Fast. Went to the mailbox today and I had this package in the mail. Well, Vonny, I told her, you know what? I love my Cutco stuff. I love my Cutco stuff so much. And I asked her, hey, can you send me a pizza cutter? And she got me a pizza cutter. So I'm thinking to myself, that's so cool. But I went and took the extra step, the extra mile, and got a pocket knife with my name on it. And then she got one for my son. Thank you, Vonny. Wow, what a cool thing to come home to at the end of your day.
So not every client ends up being your raving fan, right? But not every client ends up being like Derek. But when you play generously, you show up first. You build a system around appreciating and acknowledging people. You will absolutely have more people looking for ways to refer you, kind of like this. Watch this.
These are so sick. I love Cutco. I love my Cutco set. It's like my dream and my ambition every day to wake up and make sure that I can send more clients to you so you can send me more free Cutco. How weird is that? I don't even care about selling houses anymore. I just think to myself, who do I know that needs knives? And then I'll get a free piece of Cutco. I appreciate you.
So giving starts the receiving process, but the key is no strings attached. Just show up. And the last thing I think that Again, no hardcore, no sales pitch here, but I do want to educate you guys a little on how we can support you if you need help. Because one of the other reasons people don't come back to their realtor, anyone else have, like, one of the top is they forget your name. So funny. We were looking for a plumber recently, and I was trying to remember this awesome plumber that helped us a couple years ago. I can't remember his name. I can't. And I'm like, look at, he was so good. And I'm like, right? It happens. And it's not personal. We just forget stuff. Oh my gosh, my realtor was amazing. Shoot, what was his name again? And they just can't recall because it's not you, because you're not top of mind. And of course you try to keep in touch, but you can't keep in touch every day. That would be a little bit stalkerish. So 86% of people intend to use you again because you're awesome. 9% remember your name after 2 years. So where we went with this is, what if your gifts could help? Not just love on people and say thank you, which is the most important, but what if they could help you be remembered, right? Beyond just a, yeah. Because when we came to the industry, we found most agents were giving gifts. Yes, you are spending the money anyway, so you're giving out there, which is awesome. But 90% of those gifts are being consumed immediately. Where's that gift in 2 years? Where's that gift in 3 months? Baskets, gift cards, bottles of wine, dinner out, they're gone. You give it, they like, I'm not saying people don't like what you give them. People like whatever you give them, typically, if it's thoughtful, right? They like it. It's a gift, but it's gone. Eat it, drink it, spend it. It's gone. There's nothing left to remind the client. And that's why we came into the market with Cutco, partnered with them, because Cutco you can't get just anywhere. Some of you haven't even heard of it because it's not sold in stores. It's exclusive. They're like the Yeti of kitchen knives. They're super high quality. They're guaranteed beyond a lifetime. People have these 10, 20, 30 years and pass them down to their kids. Kids fight over these in the will. Honestly, I've been doing this 30 years. Like, I went to an event on Saturday. Almost every single person I met there had had Cutco for 20 years or more at a client appreciation event for a company. It's just cool. So anyway, so what we did is we took certain products of Cutco that we knew everybody would use, whether they cook a lot or not. So you could feel confident gifting these to retirees, middle-aged folks with families, without families, bachelors, you name it. And what we do is we custom engrave the blade with your logo if you want, your name, with gratitude, welcome home, their names, whatever you want engraved on there. And what that does, keeps you top of mind forever, every day. Every time they use the gift you gave them, they think of you. You get a piece of their attention. You know, I want to give a gift that is going to have hundreds of impressions per year for decades, um, for the price of one gift. Right? Like, the return on that is priceless. And, you know, and then we help you with a system. So this is really important, guys. What we do is, instead of running around trying to figure it out every single time, and not to say sometimes you're going to go do that, which is great. Oh, I got this great idea. They said this thing and I'm going to go get it. Good. But what we do is we help you. We take a best guess how many gifts you might use over the next year. We ship them to you up front so you have them on hand ready to go. And then so whether that's 10 gifts for you, whether that's 50 gifts, whether that's 8 gifts, we ship them to you up front, you have them on hand ready to go, and then we bill you, if you like, over the year or over time. So it's easy on cash flow. So when you have a need for a gift, you just grab it, go give it, it's done. Closing gift, referral gift, first anniversary, grab it, VIP gift, you grab it, go give it, it's done, taken care of. So in summary, all the gifts range from 80 to 350. So from pizza cutters you can give with pizza on moving day, to the Cutco spreader for referrals. This is the little knife that Taylor gave. He sent out 27 of these by surprise. But so many of our clients put these with a charcuterie board or in our wooden boxes. We have these gratitude boxes. We can put a single knife or 2-piece pack in a bigger wooden box. And you just add wine or olive oil or local goods on the side. We highly recommend sharp knives and alcohol. Definitely. Okay. Hey guys. Okay. So grab your phones real quick. I have something special for you today. We have something special. So you'll need your phone for this. And I'm going to give you some instructions. You're going to text me. Okay. I'll give you some instructions. Don't text me yet. Don't text me yet. But everybody who texts me is going to get referral scripts and be able to just stay connected. Okay. So Put me in your phones if you don't mind. So just open up your texting app or contacts or whatever. Just open that up. It's Vonny is my name, Vonny. We'll open it up for Q&A in a moment, but I just want to do this first. So my cell is 587 570 8821. Okay, so pop that into your contacts. Just get ready to text me and give me a thumbs up. I can see some of you here, so that's great. Ellie, thank you for being on video. Sylvia, great. So 587 570 8821. So give me a thumbs up. You got it? Okay. Don't text me quite yet. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Everybody who texts me is going to get in a draw to win a famous little piece of cacao. Okay. A famous accessory piece of cacao. So you're going to get into a draw, hands down. And I'm going to send you referral scripts too. Okay. So what I need from you, I need to know who you are. Text me your name. All right. Just name is great. Email is great. I'm laughing because somebody in a group just was like, hi. Last time I'm like, who are you? So text me your name, your email. Okay. And don't worry, I won't bombard you every day with emails and spam and all that. I'm just going to send you referral scripts and you'll be kind of in connected to me. So your name and email is great. Now, that gets you in the draw. That gets you in referral scripts. Now, if you're interested in the gifts, you want more information, you possibly want to order gifts, you want some pricing, whatever, add the word sharp to your text thread to me, okay? And what that'll indicate to me is to follow up with you. I'll get you all the information that you need. I'll answer any questions you have. We're going to hop on Zoom or grab a quick call or whatever. I'm going to guide you, right? So add the word sharp if you're interested in the gifts and you want gift support. And just add the number of people that you have to thank ahead of you. Like you've got some closings coming up. You have some people in mind you want to thank. Could be 2, could be 10, could be 20, could be 0. You're brand new. I don't have anybody, but it's okay. So number 1, so it could be 1, could be 6, could be 10. Okay. So text me your name, email, sharp if you're interested in the gifts, and number of people to thank ahead of you. And I'm going to add one thing. Put a star on your text thread, just a star if there's urgency for you. You need some gifts in the next 90 days, 30 to 90 days. I'm going to follow up with everybody. I promise you that. But that'll help me prioritize. And okay. Everyone good? And then here's what I thought. I didn't know how many people would be on today, whether it be like 7 or 30. Looks like we have 13 people here. So I chose a number, so it's actually a really good number because this is great for everyone. What I thought I'd do is I'm going to be following up with everybody today. I've actually got time in my schedule I've put aside today and tomorrow for you guys. So when I text you, by the way, or that is me. It's not my system. Like, yeah, it's coming from my system, but it's me texting you. So text me back, whatever. First 7 people to place a gift order. If we can end up helping you with gifts, and there will be 0 pressure. I'm not like that. So first 7 people that end up ordering gifts, you get, we're going to do 125 in bonus cacao for you for your home. And we're going to lock in discounted pricing, corporate pricing for life for you. Okay. First 7 people. How many? First 7. So we're doing pretty good. The odds are good. All right. And I think that's it. So I just want to open it up for Q&A here. I know some people joined a little bit later, so hopefully they got some of the intro, but yeah, that was 38. I went off a little longer than I thought, but just because I'm kind of feeling a bit feisty about all this stuff this morning, and I hope it inspires you honestly just to reach out to 1 or 2 people today and when I send you referral scripts to take a look at those and go, oh, I could ask for the referrals that way. That'd be easy. And just do it. Do it. All right. Let's open it up for any Q&A. And come off Zoom, or sorry, not come off Zoom. Come off mute or pop it in the chat if you have a question that's kind of been coming up about reaching out or referrals or gifting, anything.
Vonnie, I'm really interested in hearing more. You said at the beginning your inability to sort of advertise and, the restrictions that it sounds like Cutco hat on you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I think for, some of our, especially brand new people and everyone maybe a little bit in this market that don't have, extra resources to be, doing big ad campaigns. Uh,
Yeah.
love to hear more about how you went about that.
Yeah.
Just a little more detail about how you connected with people and what your pitch was when you were brand new.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't have social media either at the time. I mean, social media is a beautiful vehicle, not just to advertise your listings, right? Or to post an ad. It's like great for connecting with people and engaging with your sphere. Like how many of us have 1,000 Facebook friends or 500 or have 100 and 200 people following us? So those are great ways to connect. Like you could DM somebody, hey, I haven't talked to you in a little while. You want to meet for coffee? And just so I guess what I did is I just went around and I met up with people that I knew or my family knew. Like I just sat down with people and I basically called them to just practice on them. Practice my listing presentation. Like honestly, why not? Go in and just be like, I'm new. Hey, would you guys be okay to sit down with me and I could just kind of go through my listing presentation and my stuff, and just have a real estate conversation? I know you're probably not, like, I don't know what your real estate needs are, and obviously if you have any, I'm here for you, but I'm just learning the ropes. Like, just, I know you want to come across as an expert out there on social and whatever, but for the people that are in your sphere that love you and just know you a little bit or through other people, just ask to like have a real estate conversation with them. That's what I do. And then I would sponsor a whole bunch of community events. Just show up and be the coffee sponsor for a hockey tournament or go out and volunteer, be a part of your church community and just like be open to networking and meeting people and having conversations with people about real estate. I think the goal is simply to have 5 real estate conversations a week would be kind of how I'd start. And how it looked for me was, hey, can I practice my presentation on you? For you, it could be just like, can I like sit down with you and talk real estate and practice my listing presentation or just prep with you? Or if you know them well enough, like, hey, can we have a coffee, talk real estate? Um, you're would you be willing to refer me? Like, it's okay if you know them really well, but otherwise, I wouldn't, I would, yeah, just reach out to your sphere. That's kind of what I would do. And then, of course, engage with your people on social media and let them know what you're doing and not keep it secret. So that's kind of how I started is just sitting down with people that I knew or that my family knew and just asking if I could practice with them and have conversation with them and show them my presentation. Um, yeah, and then I would ask for referrals at the end of that.
That's such great advice, especially for newer agents. And it is, people that you know that you can trust to have that conversation with, be open to their feedback about it.
Yeah,
Amazing. That's an awesome way. Great advice.
thanks. Yeah, it's super not techy, but it's yeah, people want human connection, and I think we all do too. And sometimes we feel a little bit embarrassed about just sharing that vulnerability of just like, can I practice on you? But your closest people, like your family, friends, your friends of friends, like they'll be willing to help you out and then you're going to practice your presentation or have a real estate conversation with them and they'll be like you without you even asking. They'll be like, "Hey Frank, we know somebody who's looking at, just, they'll refer you." And sometimes without you even asking, but let them know referrals matter to you at this point in your career and of course at any point in your career.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Hi, it's Margie. Can you hear me?
I can.
I just have a question about your product. Just wondering about the blades. Can you talk a little bit about where they're made and what they're made from?
The blades, how they're made. Well, it's high carbon surgical steel. So I'll just show you. Yeah, it's 440 A grade, 5557C Rockwell hardness. That's going to mean nothing to most of you, but really just high-end tools, high carbon surgical steel. And they're actually, it's interesting. Cutco's been around for 75 years, but they came to Canada in 1990. So right before I started in 93. And so they're a Canadian subsidiary. So all the service is done here. They support thousands of Canadian jobs and business owners and students, actually. A lot of students sell Cutco. I don't know if some of you might even know somebody who sold Cutco through university. Oh, thank you. That's perfect. Oh, awesome that you did that. So I hope that helps, but really high end, guaranteed beyond a lifetime. They're actually the only knives in the world that are guaranteed beyond a lifetime, meaning people have these for years and then pass them down to their kids and they're covered no matter what. So if anything ever needed sharpening or replacement, it's like kind of like the snap-on tools of kitchen knives. Here, I'll show you guys something because this is fun. Margie, I hope I answered your question there, but this is let me know if I didn't, or if I did. But this, I've cut hundreds of pennies with the Cutco scissors, actually thousands in my career, and I've never sharpened them. They've never been sharpened. So they come apart so you can clean them easily. Like that's the kind of quality we're talking about, kind of like the Yeti or Ferrari or Snap-on tools, the kitchen knives, and then we custom engrave the blades and you give them to your clients.
Thank you. You did answer my question. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So with 5,000 people, you obviously use a CRM.
I do.
And
Yeah.
one of the things that we talk a lot about in real estate is touches and how many times a year, do you touch your clients in different ways, mail, email, the things that you were mentioning. Do you kind of have a set number that you find is good for you or that you aim for every year when you're mixing all those things together?
Yeah. Not necessarily. I know some training program like Richard Robbins, for example, which actually Richard Robbins, Storm from Richard Robbins connected me to Tim originally. That's how I connected with you guys. I know they have a touch point system, a certain number. For me, I send out one email a month on average, whether it's a sale or value add. We do very few specials, but like a value add email, newsletter sort of thing for my clients. So it's probably similar to you, like one a month on average. I don't do a lot of direct mail. I know you guys do, but I don't do a lot of direct mail stuff. I haven't found it to be especially like amazing for us in terms of, unless I'm mailing out an invite to my top 20% or my gold group or VIPs for a client event. We don't do a client event every year. I do something though for my gold group or top 20% every year, whether it's a client event or a mail out special thing for them. I'll do something like that, send them a something or certain things. But I would say overall, like I'm probably reaching out to a client personally, reaching out with a text, phone call, or video once or twice a year for sure. More if they want that. If they're like kind of, yeah, some clients reorder two or three times in a year, that kind of thing. Some people place a one big order for the whole year. That's more typical. So for sure, once a year or two, I'm reaching out personally and connecting. Email, um, yeah, gold group mail outs, or client appreciation events. So yeah, we're probably, I don't know what that would be, like maybe 15 touches. Yeah. And then of course I'm engaging on social media and, you know, sometimes we Facebook message them too. And so there's all that going on. But most of my focus actually, I would say, guys, is in the first 90 days after a possession, or sorry, after, I'm so used to your language, but after they order, um, I'm checking in with them 6 weeks later. We call it a happy client call, like onboarding a new client. I'm sending a video or, send like there's a lot more touches in the beginning in the first 90 days, for sure. And in their first year of onboarding them. And yeah, so a happy client call, checking in with them, making sure they got the gifts okay, checking as they're starting to hand them out, making sure they feel set up. We have these letters that go with the gifts and things like that. So I'm just, yeah. And then as they kind of continue on their uh, journey with us as a client. It's probably more like a couple times a year we're connecting. A lot of my clients will meet for 10 minutes once a year, either on Zoom or on the phone, 5 minutes or whatever, and they're set up for their gifts for the year. So, and then I'll stay in relationship with them with email or text or call and checking in on them. Yeah. So I don't know if that answers your question, but those are some of my systems.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's lots there that agents can take back and apply because, like you said at the beginning, you're an entrepreneur just like everybody on here. So, finding ways that work that are relevant for the type of business you're in
Yeah.
Same
And
idea. You just have to find a way to customize it. So
right. And I think the whole thing is that there is a strategy. There is some level of thought put towards after I get a client, what's the process to stay in touch? And after I get a repeat client, what's the process to stay in touch? And an advocate, what's the process to stay in touch? And I think all of those things, it doesn't actually have to be a lot. I mean, I know some companies advocate for 36 touches, things like that. That's fine, but it doesn't, like, if you're not doing one touch a year or one or two touches, let's get that in place first and start the ball rolling and be thoughtful about the client journey as you go. And it's okay, like if you haven't been doing it, to just start now. Just like print off your, like what I did. I mean, I'd always been good at follow up, but I sometimes it's just like print off my client base and touch base with everybody this summer. Like I was talking to a realtor, one of our clients. And by the way, I'm always on the phone. I'm always connecting with people. I'm always texting. I'm always calling. I'm always sending videos. Like that's a big part of it's like probably an hour or two a day I spend connecting with my past clients, right? Um, but yeah, I was talking to a realtor that she's like had a strategy more so to like connect with all of her database in February and March, right before spring summer market. Like I'm touching base with everybody, checking in with what their needs are, and I mean, of course, she stays in touch throughout the year with certain clients, but she's got kind of a big push at the beginning of the year to make sure she's contacted everybody. And if you haven't, like spring summer market right now, it's just a really good time to have those real estate conversations and reach out to everybody. Yeah.
there's an interesting question in the chat from Daniel, and he's asking if you had to start all over again today, what would you do to grow your business?
Yeah, I'd probably do the same sort of thing. I'd utilize social media more. Like I would be able to engage with people on social. Um, but yeah, I would just get out and have conversations still. Like there's just nothing that beats a coffee, a face-to-face. I think we've lost some of that, right? Like I just that gentleman that I talked to yesterday that's brand new in real estate, he's got a network of people. Now you might not have a huge network, but the network that you do have, go talk to them. Go talk to them. Get out behind the screen, right? Do some social media for sure. Let people know you're a realtor. Let people know you're there. Let me put value add content out there. And honestly, I'm not a coaching company. I don't do that, but I would fast track my success and fast track with a coach. It took me a long time and I know it's expensive to get a coach or use your staff, use your leadership here. Like you have incredible leadership here. I would make sure I would grab a mentor, I would grab a coach, I would grab a guide. I would be sitting down with my leadership team once or mentor once a month. Like I would grab somebody who's done what I've done and not try to reinvent the wheel and do it all myself. It took me a long time to get a coach, and yeah, I've never been without one since. So, that's two things. Oh,
Thank you,
wow.
Vonnie.
I would get a CRM, like top prospect, whatever's free with a real estate board. Just get something to track and start putting your clients and warm leads and people into so that you can keep in touch. Yeah. Thanks, Daniel.
Gotcha.
All right, I have put into the chat for everybody, in case you missed the slide, Vonnie's number there. And I've also put her social media so we can follow along there. Speaking of social media and connecting with people. Any last minute questions here before we let Vonnie go? I know it's early out in Alberta, so thank you for taking time early in the morning.
My pleasure. It's already, man, it's half the day's gone. Yes, yes, I know it's 11 there. So I will be in touch. I saw a bunch of stuff come in. I will, for those of you that are here, I will be in touch. I'll be in touch right away. Follow me on Instagram. Let's connect there. But yeah, if you put sharp, I'll be connecting with you shortly. And we'll do the draw a little later today. I'll shoot a little video. We'll do a live draw. Okay.
Very exciting. Thank you so much, Vonnie. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Have a great day, everyone.
Take care.